Hey everyone, today I'm reviewing the Orient Ray in black. That's model number EM65008B. So we'll start out with the box here. You can see here it's got a brushed aluminum finish on the box. Put that up there. Very nice box, really. It's got artificial leather here with black stitching. It's got little rivets in each corner. Like I said, that brushed aluminum finish on it. This is a very nice, very impressive presentation for a box, I would say. Let me just zoom out here a little bit. So you open it up, got silk kind of finish here, a white pillow, and there's the watch. Move this up here. I really love this presentation. I don't know what it is, but it just really stands out to me compared to some of my other watches. So that's the watch. Here's your little pillow. I'm going to move that to the side just for a second here. Inside, this is just a little bag of links I took out. Comes with the little warranty here. This watch is warranted for 12 months under normal service. Then you have the the instruction manual here. This just goes over different stuff for inherent to a mechanical watch, like shock, magnetism. It talks about the water resistance here, with a little chart of what you can expect for different water resistances. This is a 200-meter water resistance watch. You can see here it's indicated up to skin diving. At scuba diving, it says not recommended. So it's up to you what you want to do with your watch, but they recommend that you only skin dive with it. And I have actually skin dived with it. I had it in a spring diving, and I was in the water for probably a good 6 hours or so. No problems at all, and I was diving down to about 15 feet. So great performance there. So that's what's in the box. Put that all up and get to the watch. A little bit of info about this watch. The MSRP for the Orient Ray is $295. I, however, got it for about $130, I believe. They used to have 50% off coupons pretty much all the time at OrientWatchUSA.com, which is where I got this. And so I got a great deal on it. Now they typically only have like 30% off, so it's a little bit more, but in my opinion, it's still worth it for the quality you get. This is available in a black dial, a blue dial, salmon dial. So there's 3 different dial variations, and the same matches for the outside here, I believe. You can also get it with the metal bracelet or a rubber strap. This uses Orient's caliber 46943, which is an automatic mechanical movement. I'll get to that in a second. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. The case is 41 millimeters wide without the crown, and it is 13 millimeters thick. You can see the back here kind of bubbles out, but that's no problem. It's actually very comfortable. A few interesting things about the Orient Ray here and Orient as a company. Their movements are made in-house, meaning they make and assemble their own movements. That's very unique and not very common at all in the watch industry. Their movements are known to be pretty good, and they have some unique features that you don't usually find in this kind of price range, like power gauges and stuff. This one does not have it, but they're known to be pretty good movements. This movement does come with a, let me focus that. There you go. You got a day, a date, and of course time. It's 5, I don't know what you say, 5 ticks, 5 revolutions per minute, or sorry, per second. And you can see that little sweeping inherent to the mechanical watches versus a quartz. With this movement, mechanical movements in general, they use a little balance wheel, and what that does is it actually spins back and forth like this inside the watch using tension from a spring to keep it going. And every time it goes back and forth, it clicks like that. So it's doing that 5 times a second, okay? And it has a little wheel in there, and when you tilt the watch like this back and forth, just wearing it throughout the day, that's what actually winds the spring, that wheel moving around in circles, and that's how you keep your watch powered. And if you don't wear it for a few days, it will die on you unless you put it on a winder. So that's something to consider when you're getting a mechanical watch. It's not really an issue, and winders can be had, a reasonable price is probably about $50 or so for a more lower end but still usable watch winder. So more about this. the movement, a few other things here. It's 5 cycles per second, like I said. It is not hackable. Hackable means, you know, with the quartz movement, when you pull it out to change the time, the hand stops. This movement does not do that. Also, you cannot wind it with the crown. The only way you can wind it is by shaking it back and forth, you know, like this. If it's dead, this is what you do. Just go back and forth a few times and you're good to go. If you keep wearing it, you know, if you wear it every day, it's probably never going to die on you, really. It keeps itself wound pretty well. So this is the black face ray with the metal bracelet. You can see it's a matte black finish. Up here on the top, you have the Orient logo. Let me see how close I can get here. Yeah, there you go. It says Orient Automatic, water resistant, 200 meters. Down there in super, super tiny letters it says Japan movement and some other stuff I can't even read right now. But yeah, so you have your day and date, the indices here, dive style markers. You have a 120 click unidirectional bezel. And that's actually the only complaint that I have with this watch, I would say, is the bezel does not quite line up with the 12 o'clock marker here, you can see. But that's a very minor complaint. So how you would operate this watch, it has 2 different crowns here, you can see this. They're both screw down. So you unscrew this one, and what that's going to do for you is you can change your date. You can see it's in English and Spanish there, so Tuesday, and then, yeah, in Spanish. So that's that, and that's all this crown over here does, is just change the day. This bottom one, also screw down, like I said, so you unscrew it, it pops out. The first position here is just a dead position. It doesn't do anything. On a hand windable mechanical watch, you would turn this and it would wind it up. But this movement doesn't have that feature, although I haven't really found it to be a problem, to be honest. So that's the first position. If you click it out one position, now you're going to be able to change your date. It's after 9 o'clock right now, so I'm not going to do that because that can damage it on a mechanical watch. Okay. On the second position here, this is how you adjust your time. So here, I'll move it past, and then we can do that. Oh, I guess it was 9 in the morning. Okay, so now that it's fine, there you go. That's how you move your date. Okay. So I'm going to push this back in, and then make sure to screw it down. If it's not screwed down, the watch is not water resistant. Okay. So you will get water in it, and you will ruin your watch. So remember to always screw these down nice and tight. Here on the crown, let me focus it again. Crown has a little logo on it. That's very nice. These crowns are very nice and grippy, easy to use, and so is the bezel here. That little coin edge, lots and lots of grip. You can see here on the side of the case, it's a polished case on the sides, and on the top here, it's brushed. I guess actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I do have a few other comments, not necessarily complaints, but you can see here that the case is brushed, kind of in a circular pattern. Oops, sorry, I lost focus there. Kind of a circular pattern, whereas the bracelet is linear like this. So you can see they don't really match up as far as light reflection. Like right now, this looks kind of white and snowy, and this is darker. It's reflecting more mirror finish. And if you change it to a different angle, you'll probably see the opposite. There you go, see? Now this is lighter, and this is more of a mirror kind of thing. So it they don't always blend into each other, I guess you would say. That's kind of a personal preference, if you like that or not. I kind of wish that it would kind of blend in a little bit better, but that's just kind of a comment, not a complaint. So, like I said, it's polished on the sides, and it is a very nice finish. It's a little bit scuffed up now because this is actually one of my daily watches, and I love this watch. Moving on to the bracelet here, you can see the links. This is a really nice bracelet. Solid links. It's definitely got some heft in the bracelet. You can see it's brushed, and then it's got a little bit of polish on these center links right here, and here, and it's brushed, alternating. Like I said, solid links. They're polished on the sides, although pretty smudged right now because I wear it all the time. Very smooth. No, it never binds up or anything like that. It's a very nice bracelet. Your clasp is a double mechanism here. You pop this open, then you pinch on the sides like this, and it opens up. So that's that. It's a stainless steel bracelet. There's a little bit of play here in this. You can see this, it plays side to side, and if you're not careful, sometimes it won't line up. But that's not really a problem for me, and it hasn't gotten any looser over the years, so I don't think it's a big deal. These are hollow end links, and that's one thing that a lot of people complain about is they get a little squeaky over time. You can kind of hear that a little, I don't know. But one thing some people do is you just tighten it up with some pliers or something like that after you have to take the bracelet off, of course, but you can tighten that up and you can help get rid of that a bit. So I don't know, it doesn't really bother me that much, and when you're wearing it, maybe I'm just lucky, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of noise. Let me show you the case back here. It is a screw down case back. It says Orient, the logo. There's the two little dolphins there, and it says 200 for the water resistance. Over here is your model number, all stainless steel, water resistant Orient watch co. And this is polished. Again, it's just kind of smudged. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, this is one of my daily watches. So I'm going to put it on my wrist real quick. And there you go. I have I would say probably a 6 3/4 inch wrist, so you can see it doesn't wrap around my wrist quite. It's kind of sitting on top, but it feels super comfortable. And that's one of the nice things about this watch. You can see it molds around your wrist very well too. The bracelet is super comfortable. So one of the nice things about this watch is, you know, I have probably a dozen or so watches right now, and this is one of those watches where if you can't, you know, you might have colored watches and all that, but this one, it's going to work with pretty much anything you're wearing. If you're going sporty, if you're wearing a dress shirt, you know, it's going to work with pretty much anything, because it's got a sporty look because of the dive, but at the same time with the metal bracelet and the size and all that, it's not gaudy. It's not going to look out of place, even in a more formal kind of dress. So, what else can I say about it, really? I want to show you the Lume on this watch, because that's one of the famous things about this watch and the Mako. This one even more than the Mako. Those two models, the Ray and the Orient Mako, are probably Orient's two most popular watches because of their price. It's a great bargain if you're just starting to get into the mechanical watches, because of the reliability and durability of these watches, and the accuracy too. Mine is plus 3 seconds per day right now, that's within cost limits. So I mean, that's the Swiss certification that something like a Rolex goes through to make sure that it's accurate enough for the consumer. This is within those specifications, even though it doesn't go through those certifications. It's very accurate. I'm very impressed with that. So I'm going to put this down for a second and show you the Lume. That's one of the things that these are most famous for. This Lume, I mean, it just goes and goes. It's really impressive. Got a flashlight here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to charge that for about 30 seconds or so while I turn off the lights. So bear with me for one moment. Okay, so we've had this going for about 30 seconds or so. I got the light off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this flashlight off, and you're going to see the Lume on this. There you go. You can see it's reflecting off of my hand here. It really is impressive. This Lume, let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. It's getting there. There we go. The Lume on this is really incredible. I mean, if you charge this up, there's no exaggeration here. You know, the white balance I haven't adjusted or anything on the camera. This just goes and goes and goes. You can see here I have the manual. There you go. See, you can read it right there. You can actually read text with this at night a few inches away because it's glowing so brightly. This watch, if you charge it up for, you know, I just did it for 30 seconds with the flashlight and that's it. I've woken up at like 6 in the morning right before dawn, and it's still going. You can still read it from, you know, a few feet away without even picking the thing up. The Lume on these watches is really impressive, and they're well known for that, and for a very good reason. The quality of the Lume is just incredible. Okay, so I'm back with the watch again, the Orient Ray in black. I just showed you a Lume shot, and I think we're really just about finished here. Just wanted to give you a little bit more look at the face once again. And I mean, this watch really, if you're looking for one watch, a mechanical watch to get into, you know, a little bit higher class of watch instead of just, you know, quartz fashion watches and such, this is a great place to start because the quality you're getting really is impressive. The bracelet is a commonly cited weakness of it just because of the squeakiness. I personally don't have issue with that, and I know that in the future there's been a remedy of, you know, you can just tighten the end links there. So that's not that big of an issue for me. really, I think we're just, I mean, that's about all I can say, really. It's a great watch, great look. It's very, very versatile as far as dress and what you're wearing. Very, very accurate. It has about a 40-hour power reserve, so you can leave it sitting there for a day or two if you don't, well, not 2 days, but at least a day if you don't want to wear it and you want to wear something else, and you don't have to wind it or touch it or anything. It'll just keep going. Very nice look. Very nice watch. That's about all I have to say. Thanks for taking a look.